going on, guys? So, new video. We're gonna try and get this bed together. So what I've done, I primered off the back of the cab corners just because, I don't know, good enough. So I'll put one more coat on it. I ended up getting a second brace. So my plan is I'm gonna put the braces front and back on. I'm gonna leave the very front one off right now so I can kind of slide the bed a little bit, I think. I'm gonna try and put the box sides on. And I want to wrestle in that header panel. And then I bought the finest plywood I could for $40. And I'm going to try and put that in there. So it should be pretty simple. I'm just going to run two braces. I'm going to run a brace across the center because I have it. And then the back brace and call it a day. Bolt it all together. So the only cutting we have to do is length to shorten it up a little bit. And then cut around the tires, which I might even just jack this thing up. I'm not too sure. Take the wheels off so I can get a good measurement with the wheel tubs. Got to torch them out of the old box. So we'll see how today goes. I want this thing to be together. I've had enough of this. Wish me luck. So I wrestled the box on. Mer stopped by for moral support and a jigsaw, which he's not getting back. But the so the header panel's on. Got it kind of squared up. Maybe you guys are more happy with that body line, but it's going to change a bunch of times. So we're going to jack the car up, truck up, put it on stands, pull the wheels off, and then put a piece of plywood in and get my cut marks and eyeball it. Should be good. So we jumped ahead a little bit. All we did was slice off, I don't know, 1.5 feet of this piece of plywood, slid all the way over, so actually under this tub it's wood. So now I've this is the tub I took off, which is way worse than I thought, so I've convinced myself to buy new ones. But they bolt on to the bedside. So we're just going to use this as a template, kind of line up a couple of bolts, and then basically I'm just going to trace the inside, and I should be able to jigsaw that out, and then we're done. And then otherwise everything just kind of bolts down. We should be good. Once that's good, then I can bolt the whole unit down to the frame. So that's that. Then we got to do the same thing, repeat on this side, and we're done. So there's the hole. Works good. We want a little bit big, but the tire will fit. There won't be an issue. And then once I get the actual tub in and bolt it down, I can trim that up on the inside with the grinder or leave it forever. So now the other side, we're gonna have to trim the board twice because it's lengthwise and widthwise. Hammer it in. Cut out some more wheel tubs. Square it up. We're done. Alright, kind of bounced all over the place. We got the other piece in. So, lesson learned, if you're going to do this, the side we cut, we put at the end on this piece, so it looks much nicer than this piece. But I'll put a little piece of trim on there or something. But that's it. I just traced my little tub, so I'll do that, cut that out. Once that's done, I'll probably just put a few bolts in. There's going to be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8 mounts, so I'll do that. I'll get the wood all mounted down, and that should be good. And then, I mean, all I gotta do is just put some bolts in there, and of course as I'm bolting the wood through, it'll hold it in the center as well. Pretty simple. Order some wheel tubs, but it'll be good enough for now to get going. I put the wheels back on, tires back on, make it look cool, make it look like a truck, so I'm stoked. So I'll cut this out and start drilling. Well, there she is. Somewhat done. I still got to put a couple of more braces in at the back, because the the wood where it's kind of joining needs a little more strength. Obviously the cab or the wheel wells, they're junk, but once those get bolted in, that'll probably add some strength to it and everything. But I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. We got set up for the live stream, so it's gonna be pretty slick. Hopefully we're not sitting on the cold floor. That'll be that. That's it for tonight, and then tomorrow I think I might end the video off, just because the way this thing looks now. It's low in the back, high in the front. So I'm thinking I might pull the wheels and cut a couple coils or something like that tomorrow. Lower this thing, give it the stance. Finish up this video in the morning. Alright guys, see you tomorrow. What's going on guys? So it's next day. Yeah, I mean the bed's all together. Everything was happy there. So I think what I'm going to do now is kind of make this thing look a little bit cooler. So it's so nose high in the front, and it's lower in the back, obviously, because I took some leaves out. I mean, it's just stock in the front. I shouldn't say it's sky high, but not the look I'm going for. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jack this thing up. We're going to take the coils out, cut a little bit off of them, and go from there. It's pretty simple. Now, all I do is I measure the distance between the tire and the fender, because that's obviously what we want to take out. And pretty much whatever you kind of want to take out there, so let's just say it's 2 inches. When we take the coil out, I'll show you, you measure the coil top to bottom and you kind of cut that in half. So if you want to lose 2 inches on the car, like on the fender to tire gap, you take 1 inch out of the coil. So we'll do a little measuring. I'm thinking I'll probably take out 2 or 3 inches at least, kind of make it look cool. I'll do a little measuring to the back, see what it is, and make sure I get a bit of a rake so it's going to the front. I'll probably take out 4 inches now that I'm thinking about it, because that'll make it look a lot cooler. And then I got to either switch these tires over. They look like they've kind of had it on those other rims I got, or maybe I'll spring the money for some new tires. We'll see what happens. But pretty easy. So I'll do a little measuring, get it jacked up, and take the wheels off. We'll go from there. So I've done some calculations, and I'll show you what I'm going to do, right or wrong. So I put the tape on there, and we're about 4 inches or so worth of gap between the wheel well and the top of the tire. The front, as you can see, we're about 7. So what I'm thinking I want is about 3 inches worth of space, or whatever you want to call it, so it'll still be kind of drivable. So that means I want to take out 4 inches, which means I want to cut 2 inches off the coil. Following? Hopefully that's simple. I'll do it again once I have the coils out. I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. I'll take a look at what these things look like, and we'll start hacking. Okay, so here's what we're going to do here. The spring is obviously in this kind of section of frame, or whatever you want to call it, that goes down to the lower control arm. So I'm going to take this shock off at the bottom mount so it can hang freely. I'm going to break the bottom ball joint, put a floor jack under it, let the lower control arm fall down, and then I should be able to just pop this spring out gingerly, measure it, cut it, and reverse the process. So it's very simple, but these springs will kill you, so you want to be careful with them. Okay, well, the wheels officially came off this one. I couldn't get the bottom ball joint broken. I was hammering away at it. Pickle fork was too small, so I gave up. I had to, no matter what, obviously undo the sway bar and the shock, so that was fine. Instead I decided to take the upper control or ball joint and go that way. So it was just one more step. I did that, and then I had to take off the tie rod end, which those did come off nice, so that's not too big of a deal. Once that did, it falls down, And here, let me just adjust the camera, I guess. So here's your spring. So it does go in, that's the top, that's the bottom. So all I'm going to do is measure, like I said, top to bottom, and cut off half of whatever I don't want. And then, should be good. I might heat it up, I don't know. Make that flat again. We'll see where it ends up on the cut. And then reverse the process, put it all back together. Fun stuff. Alright, so we're on our brand new workbench. So, measure the coil from the top to the bottom, just so I kind of remember. So from the very top to the very bottom is, I'm going to call it 13 1/4. So I want to take 2 inches out. So I basically want to be at 11 1/4 from the top of the spring to the bottom of wherever I'm going to cut it. So, put this on, kind of eyeball that. Spin it. Now when you get around, actually the spring kind of levels out, but so that's 11 1/2. I'm gonna say right about there-ish. So I got the top lined up. The bottom of the spring is right at 11 1/4. Take my marker, give it a quick mark. So in this case, coil starts here, so I mean that would be kind of one coil. So we're kind of doing, you know, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, something like that. So I'll get out the zip disc, I'll slice that down real quick, and then I'll have this as a template to use on the other side. So it should be perfect. So both rings are out, equally trimmed to perfection. Unfortunately, the front end of the truck is just yard sailed, so both sides are in a bazillion pieces. I do have to get some drill bits and some cotter pins, so I'm going to do that. I actually got a little running around to do today, so hopefully I can get back to it tonight and finish it. Otherwise, it'll be some other time. But that's it for now. What's going on, guys? So it's the next day. I ran out of jam last night, did a bunch of scooting around, looking at other projects, but this video probably was just out. So where I left it, the coils, I got the one side together, but I figured I'd put you on the old tripod. Maybe we'll just put this one together real quick. Should be pretty simple, quick and easy, and then I should be able to drop this thing down and see what it looks like. Hopefully I cut enough out. Too much is a problem, not enough I just gotta take it apart and redo it, so wish me luck. All right, check it out. So you can get down low enough at it, but it's got a bit better of a look now. So I measured the gap there. So it's about 3.5 inches. Now I tried rolling it around and stuff, but ultimately you're supposed to kind of roll the vehicle the length of its wheelbase and kind of jounce the suspension. So we'll see if it flattens out a little more, it'd be sweet. Otherwise, I'll take the torch to it, just at the bottom there, and kind of give it a little touch up. And I'm pretty stoked on it. So it's looking like a pretty good truck. Supper time now, so I'm gonna take a little break, but I think I might come back and finish out the video by putting on the tailgate, just so it's 100% done. And then, yeah, under hood stuff, so I like to put this hood on. Yeah, the truck's really coming together. I really like the way it's turned out. Getting a little attached. Alright, I'm back at it. So, I went out in the yard and picked apart the box. Unfortunately, it only had these, whatever, limiting brackety type things. The little piece that fits actually on the back of the box sides, that the gate actually kind of hinges on, they were missing. So, I'm gonna have to go through. This thing came with a bunch of miscellaneous stuff because it was all kind of disassembled. The deck lid wasn't, or the tailgate wasn't on it. It's just in the back. When I picked the truck up, same with the hood and everything. So I'll have to look and see what I can find. I don't remember seeing them. I know what they look like, so that's a bit concerning. So I'm going to have to go try and find some off another used truck, but I'm sure they're all the same. Otherwise, I think that's it for this video. I'm stoked how the truck turned out. Let me know what you think. You know, kind of 3-part series there of shortening this thing, putting it all together, and lowering it. Sure changed the attitude. I dig it a bunch. I'm ready to start working on this motor. Make some noise, do the fuel system, all that fun stuff. So let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a comment. I love all the comments at the bottom there. And yeah, I'm sure I'll be back at it tomorrow and carrying on with another video.